Okay, so we saw about like domain, motif, right? Loop. So all these things that we saw, these are like basically structural arrangements of like proteins. Okay, so we have in proteins we have like different types of structures. Okay, so there are like proteins with only with alpha helices. So there are proteins only with the beta strands. So mixed type of secondary structures also there. Okay, so we will see some basic classification. So now we are going to see this alpha domain structures where you have like only alpha helices. Okay, so alpha helix, I told you as in the last class. Okay, so you in the alpha helix, you will see like one phase of the alpha helix, you will have like hydrophilic residue, and another phase you will have hydrophobic residue. Right? The simplest form of secondary structure which can arrange itself is a alpha helical form in which you will have n to n plus 4 a hydrogen bonding pattern. Okay. So in this geometry, you will have one phase hydrophilic and another hydrophobic residue arrangement. Okay. So when you have like this kind of arrangement, okay, the hydrophobic amino acids will face interior of the protein and hydrophilic amino acid will face to the solvent or to the surface of the protein. Okay. So now tell me, uh, if I have like a single alpha helix, okay, single alpha helix I have, and you know one phase is hydrophilic and another phase is hydrophobic. Okay, so if I put this alpha helix in water molecule, what will happen?
本当に大丈夫なのか。心配するな風影。わしは両天秤の王の人恐れられた土影の名を預かるもんじゃぜ。ああ、腰が。やはり俺が行く。砂に乗れば早い。バカ者、わしが行くと言ったら。
Come on here. I'm having like alpha helix, a single alpha helix. If I put single alpha helix in solvent molecule, so what will happen?
Sir, it will form a circular structure.
Circular?
Structure.
Circular structure.
Yes, hydrophobic face facing inside the center, like towards the center, and hydrophilic face facing outside.
Okay, so I have only one alpha helix. Okay, so as Sadia told, it can happen like that. So any other thing? You are able to see my screen, right? Screen is not visible?
No, sir.
Okay, so yeah, tell me now. So an alpha helix cannot survive, right? So a single alpha helix, it cannot survive as it is, because you have like a hydrophobic residues on one side and hydrophilic residue on the another side, right? So it cannot survive. But in case if you have like a two alpha helix, so if you have like a two alpha helix, in that case So as Sadia told, right? As Sadia told, these two alpha helices can come together, and the hydrophobic residues can come together, and it can make hydrophobic core. Okay, so that it will not allow the solvent molecules in the interior, right? So single alpha helix cannot survive, right? So this is a thing that you have to keep in mind. Okay. So alpha domain structure, you are able to see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So alpha domain structures, mostly you will have like only alpha helices, all right? So where you have the hydrophobic residues, okay, it will face towards the core of the protein. Okay, so here you can see like you have like two layers of alpha helices.
ここから
Okay,
は海じゃ
so
飛んでいかねばの
so I will tell you this in the later on. Okay, so single alpha helix cannot exist. So two alpha helix, it can make a hydrophobic core here, and it can be away from the solvent molecules. And then if you have like multiple alpha helices, so they will pack together with each alpha helices, and it will make a hydrophobic core. Okay. So the simplest way of the alpha helices coming together is like making like a coil to coil structure. So two alpha helices come together and they intertwine with each other, and it will make a coil to coil structure. Okay. So leucine zipper is an best example in this kind. So already we saw this coil to coil in collagen, and we saw in keratin, right? So leucine zipper is also having like a coil to coil structure where you have like a two alpha helices intertwine each other. Okay, so you can see the length of the proteins, length of the amino acid in this coil to coil structure. Okay, in a globular protein, the length of amino acid making this coil to coil arrangement is like very less. Whereas in case of like fibrous protein, that is keratin, alpha keratin, and this collagen, you will have like thousands of amino acid. Okay. So the future of this leucine zipper or this coil to coil arrangement, that's what we are going to see in this class today. So here, this leucine zipper, if you see the sequence, okay, so the sequence will be having like a continuous arrangement of this kind of thing. So every 7 amino acid will be having a repeating pattern. Okay, so that's why it is called like a heptad repeat. So almost the 7 position you can see here. So the fourth position D, it is always occupied by hydrophobic amino acid. Okay, so very often this position will be having hydrophobic amino acid, and the first position is also like a hydrophobic amino acid, and then E and G. Okay, so this E and G, this position will be having like a charged, and BCF will be like charged or like polar amino acid. Okay, so you can see here, so this is alpha helix, right? So this is another alpha helix. So in between, you should have only hydrophobic amino acid. Yes or no? So if you have like hydrophobic amino acid in this, in the junction, right? In the interior, it can make a hydrogen bonding, right? So here you can see the A is hydrophobic and D also hydrophobic. Whereas the outer surface, you have hydrophilic amino acid. Okay. So alpha helix, we know you require like 3.6 residues per ton. 310 helix, you require 3 residues per ton. But here, alpha helix in a coil to coil is like slightly distorted. So it will require only 3.5 residues per ton. Okay, so that's why like 3.5 into 2, that is 7. Okay, so that's why it's called like a heptad repeat. So 7 amino acid exactly, right? You will have like a pattern, this kind of pattern. Okay. So here what happens is, so this hydrophobic amino acid will pack against each other. All right. So you can see here like this hydrophobic amino acid will pack each other. Okay. So it will pack here, and this in this place this hydrophobic amino acid will pack here. So this is what like originally, okay, the idea of like zip, okay, zipper, okay. But in real case, it may not be exactly, but still it is called like a zipper only. All right. So this is a top view of the two coil. You can see A and D in the interface region, which is making like a hydrophobic core or hydrophobic interaction. Whereas this G and E, which is polar or charged residue, it will have like a ionic interaction among these. Alright, so the side chain of hydrophilic amino acid can make an ionic interaction, so that in addition to the hydrophobic interaction, you will have ionic interaction. So it will help together. The alpha helices will help together and stay stable. Okay. So the packing of this hydrophobic amino acid. So different types of packing is there. One model is Knox-in hold model. Okay, so in one helix you have like a 4 amino acids coming together, and from another helix you have like a single amino acid which will fit into this hold. Okay, so it's called like a Knox-in holds. Okay, there is another model which is called like a ridges in groove. So the amino acids themselves, they make like a ridge and also like a groove. So another helix which is coming together, the amino acids from the another helix will bind into this groove. Okay, so this is called like a ridges in groove model. Okay. So there are like two types of packing. One is like knobs in hold, another in ridges in grooves model. Right. So depending on actual amino acid sequence, so the ridges may be formed either with like a 3 amino acid or like a 4 amino acid. So you can see here like 4 amino acid or like 3 amino acid, depends upon like a protein. Okay. So if two helices with ridges 4 residues, okay, if they combine, so the angle between two helix will be like 50°. Okay, so one helix you have like 4 residue, and another helix you have like a 3 residue. So then the angle between two helix will be like a 20°. So here you can see. So you can see like a 4 residue, 1, 2, 3, 4. So another helix, that is again like 4 residue. So this is again like making like a ridges in groove model, but the angle between these two helices is 50°. So whereas here, so one helix you have like a 4 residue, another the blue, the another helix having like a 3 residue. So here the angle is like 20°. Okay. So so far we saw the coiled coil geometry. Okay, coiled coil helix and its future. So I told you about like in coiled coil structure about the leucine zipper. Okay, so two helices it is making like a heptad repeat. Okay, so the two helices interface you have like a hydrophobic amino acid. In the side you have like a hydrophilic amino acid. They can make like ionic interaction. And these two helices packing either in knobs in gold model or in ridges in groove model. So what is ridges, what is groove? So all these things that you should be able to explain. Okay. Again, this ridges and groove model, it can be formed by either with 3 residue or with 4 residue. If 4 residues, helices, coming together, the angle between them will be 50°. If 4 and 3 residue helices coming together, the angle between them will be 20 degree. Okay, so this is like a simplest thing that you can easily remember. Now we are going to next kind of structure only by alpha helix. Okay, so this is like a 4 helix bundle where you have like a 4 alpha helices. So mostly they will be parallel to each other, parallel to adjacent alpha helices. Again, you can see, so this is like a 4 helix bundle. So here in the interior, you have like hydrophobic amino acid facing together, all right, and the hydrophilic residue will be exposed to the solvent. Okay, so most of the time they will pack in like ridges in grooves model. Okay, so here you can see like a 4 helix bundle. So either in parallel or anti-parallel beta form. Okay, so cytochrome B, you can see like anti-parallel anti-parallel way. It is not like a beta sheet. Okay, so this is alpha helices. But since the turn is since the strand is reversed, it is called like an anti-parallel bundle. All right. So here you can see this is a parallel bundle. Right. Okay, so if you see here, these two are parallel. These, okay, they are parallel, and these two are like parallel. Okay, so here this is forming like a knobs in hole model. So this cytochrome B and human growth hormone, they are following knobs in hole model. Whereas this protein is forming ridges in grooves model. So this is leucine zipper. Okay, so two leucine zipper come together and it can make 4 helix bundle. Okay, two leucine zipper can come together and it can make a 4 helix bundle. All right, and this is like a completely of like alpha helices, alpha helical domains, a large complex. All right, so big bacterial neuraminidase. Okay, involved in cell formation, cell wall formation. So this protein is making like a cell wall. Okay, so the length is like a 30 angstrom diameter, such a large complex. Okay, so here you can see like a 2 layers of alpha helices. So red making like a 1 layer, and the blue alpha helices, it is making another layer. So here you can see alpha helix, HLH, helix loop helix motif. Okay, so in this domain you have like HLH motif. All right, so when like 2 alpha helices, it is making like a 2 layers. All right, so you will have the hydrophobic amino acid in between the layer. Okay, so the hydrophobic amino acid will be facing this side, and from this alpha helix, the hydrophobic amino acid will be facing in the interior. So the hydrophobic cell will be in between the wall. Okay, and you can see the loop region. So this loop region on the top, it can come together and it will make a active site. The functional site will be constructed by the loop region. Okay, so the length of the loop region will be different from species to species. Okay, so this is like importing beta. All right, again the hydrophobic cell will be in between the wall. Okay, so you have like 2 layers of alpha helices. So in between these layers, you have the hydrophobic cell. All right. So this is basically involved in a transportation of the protein. So you can see it is making a complex here. It's a polypeptide, a long polypeptide, which is making alpha helix. It is bound into the important protein, and the crystal structure is salt. Okay. All right. So then, So far we saw like 4 helix bundle and like a large complex alpha helical domain structure, and now we are going to see the globin fold. Okay, so we know the globin fold already. I talked about this hemoglobin and myoglobin. This is the simplest form of like alpha helical structures. Okay, almost all the organisms contain the globin fold protein, and the very best example is like hemoglobin and myoglobin. Okay, so this hemoglobin and myoglobin, in each domain it is containing 8 alpha helices. Okay, so between hemoglobin and myoglobin there is large sequence variation. Okay, even in human itself, the myoglobin and hemoglobin, the sequence variation is large, but the it is maintaining same structure, same fold. Between species to species also large variation in sequence, but still the structure is retained. The structural arrangement and the function is retained because it is due to the conservation of hydrophobic amino acid. Okay, so these conservation retain the structure as well as the function of the protein. So I told you there are like 8 alpha helices in hemoglobin and myoglobin. It is labeled like A through H. Okay, so the longest helix in myoglobin is the H1, which is having like a 8 residue, and this is having like only 7 residue. Okay, and the helix F. Okay, so this helix making a covalent bond. Okay, with ion atom of the heme group. Okay, so the ion atom which is having like 6 coordination. Okay, so 4 coordination is satisfied from the nitrogen of the heme group, right? The porphyryl chain, and the 5th coordination will be contributed by the histidine, and the 6th position is reserved for the oxygen atom. So the oxygen will be like bound to this side from this side, okay, and then it will transfer to the muscle cell or blood cell. Okay. So hemoglobin, I told you, like 4 different chain labeled with like alpha 1 and alpha 2, and then beta 1 and beta 2. All right. So here there is a sickle cell anemia. A molecular disease happens. Okay, it is because glutamate 6 in beta chain. So you have like a glutamate 6 in beta chain which is on the surface. Okay, the thing is this glutamate, it will be mutated into valine. So what will happen? So valine is hydrophobic amino acid. Glutamate, hydrophilic amino acid. If glutamate is there, it will interact with the water molecule or solvent molecule on the surface. So the fold of the protein will be retained. Hemoglobin fold, hemoglobin structure will be retained. But once it is mutated into valine, what will happen? Since valine is hydrophobic amino acid, it will try to keep away from the solvent, right? So what will happen? This valine will find some adjacent molecule and it will bury itself with the adjacent molecule. It will get inserted into a hydrophobic pocket of another hemoglobin molecule. As a result, the compact globular shape of hemoglobin will be disturbed. Okay, it will form into a sickle kind of cell. So you can see this is a normal blood cell and this is a sickle. Okay, so as a result, so there will be a traffic jam. Okay, so this is called like a sickle cell anemia. All right. All right. So with this, I have given like a brief introduction about this alpha domain structures. Okay. So we have like another like beta domain structures and alpha beta mixer kind of like structures. Maybe we will see in next class. All right. So if you have like any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, we'll stop here. What happened here? Any doubts?
No, sir.
So, the loop will have hydrophobic amino acid or hydrophilic amino acid.
Loop, you will have hydrophilic only. Most of the time, you will have hydrophilic only.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I will stop here. So our